Alright, today is the day. The Viper is going to be getting put into the carport to officially begin the wide body. We hit our last bit of car meet stuff yesterday that we're planning on doing with the car for the remainder of the year and until whatever time it takes me to get the wide body finished. We hit cars and coffee and then last night I went ahead and hit our local big, it's called another nighttime meet that's associated with the Cars and Coffee, called the Big Axe Meet. So hit that up last night. Really big showing on that one. That usually does have a pretty decent sized showing. Well, we're in the process of doing the switcheroo for moving the cars around. The musical cars, as we like to call it. Kind of got a little preemptive on the Monte Carlo here, and began digging into the some of the rust issues that we've been seeing. We've had paint bubbling up, and we've been pretty confident that there was rust underneath the paint. And it is. So you see, we got the rag top pulled off, and down here is where you get to the ugly. Yeah, we knew that there was something going on there because you could start seeing it bubbling up around here. A little bit worse. I don't know. It's probably about what we were anticipating. But you could see some bubbling that was happening here, and it was because rainwater was getting down behind the rag top, and it's ugly, but we'll get it repaired. So Lauren's going to be actively working on the Monte Carlo, stripping it and getting it ready for paint and body work as I'm doing the wide body on the Viper. So it's going to be a busy fall winter. And just when you think it's going to work out, it chooses to rain. So it is several days later, and as you can tell, the Viper is in the carport, and the bikes are out. You see here. We basically did our little switcheroo on Sunday, and then got the bikes pulled out and left the car back in there. But we've been hit up about another car meet this weekend, and since I've not started the car anyways, might as well go ahead and take it to one more last meet. Try to get some actual footage and stuff on that one. But the project for today, or rather tonight, is working on her car. Isn't that pretty? Little sunset. Some police in the background. Yeah. And these, technically actually all of these, the F3, the speed trigger, and the Buell are all due for registration renewal, so they all have to be inspected. This one is actually next month, but we're gonna work on it a little bit earlier probably. But the Buell's in a really poor state. Battery shot, so it's time for a new battery. But even with a new battery, it's still got a lot of issues. There's some corrosion underneath the windscreen, which is causing things like the turn signals to rapid flash or just stay solid, and you can hear the flasher relay just, jumping it off the truck is still, it turns over, but it's fighting turning over. And I've always had an issue with a loud fuel pump on this thing, like excessively loud, and I'm thinking the issue that I'm having of why it's not running is the fuel pump's failing, and it's actually causing the bike to not fire. And while it's turning over, you can kind of hear it kicking over every once in a while. But I think it might be a fuel pump. I pretty sure I can put my laptop on it and I can see what the fuel pressure is. Maybe. Not positive of that actually, but you would think I could. I just don't know for a fact. But I got so many other projects going on. So I'm debating about pulling the plate and dropping it off at the DMV and taking the Buell officially off the road until I can get the time to actually rebuild. It needs a lot of love. Like the wheels are flaking and it's dirty as hell because it just sits. There's corrosion on the aluminum, kind of keeping it looking ugly. Needs some paint stuff. It needs love. I mean, you can see typical Harley engine. It's got oil leaks on the head gaskets, which is nothing new about these bikes. I believe they upgraded them in the later years. But yeah, so that's a project for another time, which is a little disappointing. But I don't really ride it anymore. This is kind of the focus bike. If I do ride, it's usually on this or this. Generally, she prefers to ride the Speed Tona, while I just chill on her FZ. So breaks my heart, but like I don't ride it. So I've actually debated selling it. I wouldn't get anything for it because they're really not worth anything. Nobody really knows what Buells are anyways. Oh well. So I said we got another meet coming up on Saturday that we're gonna sneak off to the Cartoons meet at our local dealership. Cool guys, bunch of good locals, just like the other meets. So after that meet, it will be official that Viper will be getting the work started on it. So probably cut off this video. And when you see me next, we'll be at the car meet this weekend. So we're getting the cars all cleaned up. The meet was originally canceled because of the weather. And the weather cleared up and they made a decision to go for it. So we're doing some last second cleaning up and for a quick little wash. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. So like I said, I'm gonna try to get some video. I don't know if it's just gonna be like a quick little sweep across the parking lot showing all the cars. But yep. Does that mean I can call you Shorty? Wasn't quite as big as the last time, but it still had a pretty good turnout for essentially what became a pop-up meet. We were out there for a lot longer than we usually are at most meets, but we didn't have Ivan with us. He was with my mom, and we hung out with a couple people out there. We were invited to dinner. We wanted to do it, but we had a bunch of other stuff we had to take care of before bedtime. So we ended up not doing dinner. So we'll get a rain check on that one and do it again the next time maybe. But Viper's back in the carport.
We call it the shop.
The shop.
Back in the shop.
We need to get like some kind of roll-up garage door because that tropical storm just dusted the car with rain and leaves. So if I'm in the middle of working on the wide body, the last thing I need is for the car to just be getting smothered in water and shit, just potentially ruining what I'm working on. So I gotta look at investing in some kind of roll-up garage door that I can frame in real quick. But that is probably going to be the end of this video. You can see a handful of meets up move it to before the car starts getting tore into. So, usual bullshit. Check back again later for more videos.